of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Burton.
If you would join me, please, for the invocation. Father, and the way we treat our neighbors would be pleasing to you. We ask this in your Son's name. Amen.
Okay, I'd like to call this regular meeting of the County Board of Supervisors, May 26, 2026.
Excuse me, I can't hear.
That's about as loud as I can get, I'm sorry.
You don't have a microphone?
No,
Well, we should be able to hear.
I'll be loud. I'll be as loud as I can. I'd like to call this meeting to order. First, members, you have a consent agenda. Ms. Burton,
Mr. Johnson, we have an amended agenda this evening in front of you that needs acceptance.
Okay.
If you'll look, we've added item number 14. That's to request the board to adopt a resolution ending the burn ban.
Okay, members, you have the agenda and you have the amendment to it. I have a motion to approve. I have a motion. I have a second.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, 001, the consent amendments, bills and payrolls. Do I have a motion to approve the bills and payrolls? I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
003, social services for February the 26th, reports, request, and monthly allotment for $15,956.72. Members, I have a motion to approve this.
So moved.
I have a motion from Mr. Kelly, a second from Mr. Costello. Is there any more discussion? If not, Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Ms. Costello.
Yes.
Ms. Gross.
Yes.
And myself, yes. The motion passes. Next is 003. June the 26th, 2026, retribution for the amount of $1,128,966.42. Minutes of the board meetings and organization meetings for April 23rd, 2026. And the payroll reports, checks, registers for the vendors for the April 2026. This is a school report. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, Mr. Gross.
Yes.
Mr. Kelly.
Yes.
Ms. Costello.
Yes.
And myself say yes. The motion passes. Okay, boards, commission reports, comments, concerns, and requests. Clerk of the court, is she here?
She's not present.
Commissioner of Revenue. Ms. Carmen. Speak louder.
Yeah.
Also, will you please silence your phones? We request that you please silence your phones.
Good evening, Board. I don't really have much to report. We are done with our we are done with income taxes, and we are now going on to the next phase of what we do in the office. And I mean, other than that, though, we're not doing a whole lot as far as there's just not a lot to report. We're doing a lot behind the scenes. There's not a lot to report, I should say. So, do you have any questions?
Board members, do you have any questions? If not, thank you, ma'am. Commonwealth Attorney.
Thank you.
Mr. White,
I'm
not
so
here.
sorry.
County Attorney.
Nothing tonight, sir.
Okay. Is the treasurer
To speak.
Treasurer's not here that I
Ms. Paul, can you start getting the treasurer about working on delinquent taxes?
Yes,
We had
sir.
a lot of people request why don't we collect delinquent taxes. I'd like for y'all to start doing that in more.
I can check with him on the firm that he hired, sir.
Okay, appreciate it. Okay, the restaurant, general restaurant. Stacy, you're here?
I don't have anything tonight, sir, unless you have any questions.
Anybody have a question, Ms. Stacy? No? Okay, thank you. The library.
Said the restaurant. Well, maybe somebody said something.
Good evening, board members. Good evening, everyone. If I haven't met you yet, my name is Haley Painter, and I'm the branch manager at the Blaine County Public Library. This evening, I'll just be sharing an update about some things that the library has going on and what we've been up to. In front of you, you should have the summer
reading 2026 programs and shows. I'll start with an update about that. So this year the theme is Unearth the Story. We're talking about dinosaurs and learning about them. I'll leave an art contest going on. I know Mr. Johnson, last time I was here, you asked about an Australian drum show. And then the very last thing that we'll be doing at the end of the summer is going to the Fort Chiswell Animal Park. We will also have toddler time and story time weekly. That will be every Thursday. And these are for all ages of elementary school, so 0 to 13. We're also going to be partnering with 4-H for some chip demonstrations. If you didn't know, the fossilization of dinosaurs and live chickens are very similar in bone structure, so we're taking some time to learn about that. I also just wanted to address the board and the community about some services that the library provides. Such as today, we had a blood drive there. We do that with the American Red Cross every 3 months. And so if you are eligible to get blood, we encourage you to come out for that. Appointments fill up fast. As far as out into the community, we go to the nursing home and we deliver books and other materials to shut-in patrons as well. So if you have someone that you know that is not able to physically come to the library, we're glad to help them use library services. I mentioned the nursing home. We go there twice a month and replenish their materials as well. The library has a lot of children's programs. We also have a lot going on for adults. We have a coloring club that meets every Friday. We have a senior citizens group that is there every Friday as well. If you are, I believe, 60 or older, you are eligible to join that. They play bingo, they have special music. They do county connections. Like I know Lisa Hall is about to teach a class. They are soon coming up and teach them how to do the deed alert system. So we have a lot of county connections there as well. We just finished up some field trips from the elementary school. Pre-K through second has visited, and we'll have some more coming soon. We also go into the adaptive special education classroom there and kindergarten about once a month in the school year. We also have special classes that we offer at the library. First, GED is offered there every Wednesday. You are welcome to join. Anyone can show up and register that day. We also service homebound students. So if there's a student in the local school system that needs homebound services, we're an approved site for that. I also offer adult classes you can sign up for. You can follow our social media and our website. We just finished a cupcake class last week. That was lots of fun. As far as other things that community members might be interested to know, our meeting room is available for booking. So if you have a group or committee that you want a place to meet, the library is a wonderful place to connect. Some other groups that meet there, Fair Association, the Lord's Acre Sale, the county has contractor trainings there sometimes, homeschooling groups, and much, much more. So we'd love to see you come out to the library. We offer lots for the community. We want to make sure that you know that and that you're able to take part in those services. Additionally, if you do not have Wi-Fi, the library also offers Wi-Fi services in the form of checkoutable pieces of technology. So you don't have to have Wi-Fi at your home to be able to get that to connect. And it also does not use data on your phone. I know that was a concern previously too. You just have to have service at your house, and you can check those out. Inside the library, if you are like me, this time of year get really nostalgic with the end of the school year. We have all kinds of microfilm. We have a microfilm machine that has all of the newspapers that you can come and look at if you want more information or you're trying to remember something or find photos. You can come and check that out. We also have all the yearbooks on display as well. In other news, our library, our staff has been selected to present at an upcoming conference in Virginia. So in October, we will go to Norfolk, Virginia, and we submitted a session proposal and they've accepted it. So Cameron, do you want to elaborate on that anymore about what our session proposal will be about?
Sure. So in the past, I attended conferences as the library director as well. And so what I hear from time to time from other libraries across the Commonwealth of Virginia is that there's a breakdown in communication between library staff and local government staff. So what we'll be presenting on is how do you bridge the gap between library staff and local government officials so that we've got good communication happening between both of them so that there's buy-in on both sides, so that local government understands why a public library is important, and that even more important, that the library staff understands why you all are important and how the process works and how local government actually works. So that's what we're presenting on. We're thrilled that they've selected us. They don't select many. So we will actually be teaching our peers throughout the Commonwealth coming up this fall.
As Kevin mentioned, we're so grateful for your support. We're grateful for the community support. If you have an idea for a class or materials for our library, we always welcome suggestions and feedback for that. We'd love to see you. That is all I have this evening, unless there are further questions.
Anybody have more questions?
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, school superintendent. Not here. Sheriff Department. You guys have anything to say? Okay. Treasurer. Adam's not here. Youth sports. Okay. Okay, next page. Next page, presentation.
Yes, if you would like to give the presentation before public comment,
Yeah, that's it, right.
you're well and welcome to do so.
That's been the presentation. Mount Rogers, Sandy Bryant is Director of Mount Rogers Community Service Board.
We'll talk briefly. I have 3 members of leadership also with me. We'll talk about statistics, our budget request, and then some new services. I do want to say that we have a mobile van that comes to the fairgrounds here on a regular basis, and the next time it will be here is June the 3rd. We do this with a partnership with the Health Department. We provide primary care, we provide mental health counseling, substance use counseling, as well as we provide psychiatric services. We have, every time we come, we have a nurse practitioner, and a mental health counselor on the van so that individuals and families can come during that day. June 3rd at the fairgrounds will be the next time. We love our partnership with Bland. It's been wonderful to work with, and we hope to continue to serve your citizens in the best way that we can. Next is Matt Sabo to talk about some statistics.
Hello, thank you for having us. I'm going to be presenting just about the 5th page in your packet on the number of individuals we serve here. I'm the Communications and Marketing Director at Mount Rogers. And as you can see, going back to 2024, we have, it was about 264 that year, 254 people served last year in fiscal year 25. This year, 10 months into the year, we have 246 people. So you can see we're right in that same area, maybe slightly ahead to this year. And, you can see that we serve a lot of the younger people in the community. And I'm counting 45 and under as younger people. So, but a lot of under 18. And this year it's no different. So we really offer services in a number of ways, and it's about, generally each year, about 4% of the population here. Any questions?
You guys any questions? I don't think so.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Christy.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Christy Glovis. I'm the Director of Financial Services, and I will be going over some budgetary numbers and funding for you. As you can see, our budget for FY 2026 was about $90.4 million. The majority of that, well, I should say about half of that is made up of third-party insurance and Medicaid collections. That's about 46.5%. Thus far, through the first 10 months of our fiscal year, we've collected about 80% of that, so we're on track with making budget. State funding is about 33%, federal funding about 6.7%. Usually federal and state monies are restricted monies. Those are given to us for specific purposes and have to be used for those purposes. And if we don't spend those monies, they have to be sent back. Contract sales is about 10.9% of our budget. That's our ESS manufacturing sites. Local funding, about 0.52%, and miscellaneous contributions, about 1.68%. We strive to have a balanced budget, therefore we have revenues of $90.4 million and expenses of $90.4 million. Of that, personnel makes up about 3/4, about 66% of our budgeted expenditures. And you can see the list there. Contract services about 18%, equipment supplies 8%, facility maintenance 4%, and so on. Our funding agency, DBHDS, requires us to keep 12 weeks of reserve to cover those expenses, which we do have that readily available at all times. And then as you flip back through your packet, we come to the local funding side of things, and you can see that the Code of Virginia is what requires us to have a local funding match. 10% or 10 cents of every 90 cents that we have, we're supposed to have local funding to cover that. That just shows you the Code of Virginia that states that for you. And then there's a copy of the letter that was sent out for FY 27 as a budgetary request for local funding for Blaine County. And on the back side of that letter, it shows how that amount was calculated. Excuse me. So the estimated FY 27 state funding is about $23 million. So 10% of that would be $2.5 million. Some things that we can count off towards that are in-kind donations, which primarily is made up of like space donations. We have offices in areas where we're giving those spaces as service revenue for us. Actual contributions, and then some local interest, coming down to actually what we need to make to have the 10% match is $1.5 million, and that is divided up by the population to come down to $13.70 per capita. And our request for Blaine County was $84,720. We appreciate your funding for 2026. I think your funding was about $65,000. So we're very appreciative of that, and look forward to working with you guys in the future. Any questions for me? Thank you.
Hello, I'm Samantha Crockett. I'm the Senior Director of Wellness and Community Engagement. I did want to talk to you just a little bit about some of the free services that we're offering throughout Blaine County. We're really trying to focus on services that are strengthening mental health, reducing some of those substance use risks, and supporting resiliency and connection across that lifespan. So one of the things that we're really proud of is all of the services that we offer are free of charge to really anyone in the community, focusing on schools, organizations, and community groups and local partners. So through the end of March of this current fiscal year, our prevention and wellness team has had over 600,000 community touch points in Blaine County. And so obviously those are duplication of services, but those really look at some environmental services. So things like information dissemination, media campaigns, working with our local retailers on how to properly check someone's ID and different things like that. When looking at direct services, we had 392 individuals who received a direct service through prevention, wellness, some type of training, veteran support, school-based services, and older adult services. So one major area that we are continuing to offer is that free training piece. And so these things include a positive approach to care, which helps family members, caregivers, really anyone in the community who is helping to provide some type of care for somebody in the geriatric services. So we also have things like mental health first aid, suicide prevention, trauma-informed care, adverse childhood experiences, Revive, which is an overdose response training, and then wellness-based education. And we typically see participants say that they have increased their support, knowledge, their connection, and mental health at a rate of 97% from these. When we are looking at our suicide prevention and mental health trainings, we're also showing a 98% report that they're more able to recognize the signs and symptoms and get somebody to the appropriate professional help. We're really trying to work with the schools to continue providing that wellness support. And so we have things like cessation services, and we're looking at anything that can be innovative. We have teen mental health first aid for high school students, and then additional wellness programming. We are continuing to provide outreach and support services for veterans and older adults. 100% of those in our veteran services say that they report an increased knowledge of available resources. And just so you know, we have a fishing program tomorrow that's a peer support program for veterans. That's going to be tomorrow evening at WCC, the pond there. We move that around throughout the service area. We also have, for our community outreach and supply reduction efforts, we distribute free prevention and safety materials. So things like medication lock boxes where people can put their medication in and store it safely. Disposal pouches for medication if somebody needs to, they don't want to take their medication anymore. They can put it in pouches and safely get rid of it. We have caps that can tell somebody the last time that medication was opened. So it helps somebody know that they've already taken their medication. They don't accidentally take it twice. And the last thing I want to touch on, we are looking to explore increasing our peer wellness centers. And so we are looking for a space here in Bland to increase that presence. And so these peer wellness centers offer free community-based activities, wellness supports, and typically they are free and open to anyone. They don't have to receive any other Mount Rogers service. And so if there is a space, a community space here in Bland that we could come in one day a week and open that up to the community, we'd be more than happy to collaborate, and we'd love to help make that happen. So thank you, and I would love to continue.
Thank you so much. Anybody have any questions? No? Okay. Thank you. Okay, Ms. Burke, we're going to the public comments now. If you hadn't had a chance to sign up, now's your chance to sign up. You come in late. We have public comments, and then we're going to have a public hearing on the proposed tax levy, and then we'll have a public hearing on the VDOT 6-year plan.
Yep, I got it. I'd like to remind them of the time limit as well as waiting until the end of the meeting to answer questions from staff.
Yes.
We'd like to do that.
On the public comments, you will have 3 minutes talk. You will have 3 minutes. When you're 3 minutes up, Mr. Kessler, our lawyer, will stand up and your time will be up. That way we keep everything going pretty good. Okay, the first one is Robert Hayes. Come down, Mr. Hayes.
Good evening to y'all.
Good evening, sir.
Robert Hayes, resident, Ceres community, Marine Corps veteran. I came up last month. I spoke about the 2A, and the sheriff announced that he was going to take his stand. Board of Supervisors, they voted on it, said they approved being a 2A sanctuary. Appreciate that. Again, I stated that's only a fraction of it. Last month I mentioned the Commonwealth Attorney, courts. They need to stand up and make a statement. Have we heard anything? No, we haven't. Those are elected officials that we put in those seats. How many elected officials in the position in this county, only half of them are here in this courtroom to hear what we got to say.
Right.
I went down to see the Commonwealth Attorney. He wasn't in his office. People have lives. They have things they got to go take care of. Did not make it this morning. I'm sure my message will get to the Commonwealth Attorney. The Commonwealth Attorney has a big decision. July 1st, those laws go into effect. He needs to take a stand on it. He's up in the air on it. He's undecided. The way I see it, he has a week to decide. If he doesn't decide, I say the people make their voices heard. You call, you let him know, you ask for his decision within a week. If you don't have it, we organize papers, put our signature on it, and ask for him to be removed from office so we put somebody in there that will stand up for it. Same thing goes for any elected position. I don't see how it needs to be a requirement, elected position, to be here whether they have anything to say or not to hear public comments. Because something might be brought up that requires their input or their knowledge to hear rather than hearsay. Also want to go with the tax levy. It went from 0.32 to what is it now, 0.42? Correct. Then 0.42 would have been the max that's legally allowed. Or what was the legal amount?
We just said what we think is fair.
Okay, well, I have a fair offer for y'all to help out the people that want their voices heard. And this was voted on. People are having their voices heard. When it came out, they came up and had their voices heard. Now, the county can't pay itself taxes because it goes from one account back into the same. Well, we can say county-owned property, they can pay taxes on their property. That can go into a fund. That fund, from what would be a normal person's amount that they owe for their property tax, county puts that into a fund and divides it out between everybody and all the residents that pay county taxes. I have a set income. Everybody here has a set income. What is...
Thank you, sir.
All right, well, they pay their 2% of...
Thank you, sir.
Their
Next will be Mr. Carl Williams.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for allowing me to speak. I'll be brief. And I too am going to address the tax situation. I was born here in this county, lifelong resident, raising a family here. And I ain't got no plans to go nowhere. I guess I'll die here. But growing up here, I always thought Lane County made good decisions for the most part. And, you know, common sense being a big part in the decision-making process. But raising taxes without showing any improvement in the county to show for it is not one of them, in my opinion. I'll give you a couple examples, in my opinion, of our school and school system is a joke. The structures are in shambles, they're falling down, and from what I've heard, really no means or ideas of addressing it to fix it. And two, all the county-owned property, land that's just sitting there idle is a waste of money. And you got to let businesses come in to get the revenue. And another thing is all these ridiculous salaries that's going on around here. I think it needs to be accounted for.
Amen.
Or cut them. Again, no signs of improvement. Why not have them? What's the use in having them? And the final thing is we have a lot of great small businesses, you know, here in the county. And, you know, it's your all's job. You've got to help them. You know, not only encourage them, but, you know, be an ear for them. You know, we're all struggling, not only us, but the businesses too. And, you know, taxing them more ain't going to help things. And then just closing, you know, I just say, run the county like a small business. Let's take care of our own and be smart about it and let's use common sense. Raising taxes is not common sense, or is it going to be an answer to the problem? And I'll finish with this quote. We, the taxpayers, will remember this come election time. And I almost bet if this passes, there'll be new people filling the seat. And that's all I got to say. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Carl. Next, Mr. John Owens. Mr. John Owens, please.
I agree with Carl. Doing anything with our tax money, you ain't done crap with it yet. I haven't seen anything done. I don't have no benefits on getting anything done for my tax dollars. I own lots of property in this county. I ain't seen nothing you do with it. You waste money. Waste it. You know, it's ridiculous. If it was your money, I guarantee you wouldn't be doing it because you'd be filing bankruptcy. If you go more than 32 cents, then you're robbing the people of this county. As Carl said, election time comes. And maybe even before that, it's called an impeachment. We can do that. And I think it's about time that we all start thinking about it. Because it's starting to get ridiculous that we ask for something and y'all don't do it. The county, you talk about the federal government owning all the property they have. How much property does the county own? I've asked that question. Got no answer. You know, you talk about you want to put delinquent taxes. Why don't we put what the salaries of the people in the county makes? And those that get double salaries. You know, as I mentioned last time. Still ain't heard nothing on that. You know, $100,000 is missing. But that's enough about the taxes because you're going to do what you want to do. Like I said, if you do more than 32 cents, you don't need more than that. You've got more than you need right now. You know, nothing against you guys from VDOT, but it's awful funny, you know, I'm going to help somebody else out here. Talk about roads. You went over and paid Hicksville Road. It's only 14 foot wide. Not even state regulation. And in some places, it's only 12 foot. But if I want to put a road in and make it a state road, all here is got to be 16 minimum, 18 was supposed to be. So how's that fair to me as a citizen who wants to upbring my road so that I can turn it over to the state or the county or whoever for them to do what they want to? But y'all don't want to hear about that. You want to hear about what you can do, what you can pocket for yourself, buy another restaurant or buy property, put housing in. And that's the other issue we're going to get on is that housing project and putting in a mall, a shopping mall. The one over in Bastion don't even stay full. So why are you wanting to put more money into it? There's plenty of people in the community, if they want to build housing, I tried it, and all I got was shot down and told, can't do this, can't do that. Rules are made to be broken, and you can overlook them. You know, that's the thing about it. You do it for yourself. You did it over, you know, whenever you wasted our money on this industrial park that you had. How much money did we waste there? There was grant money that you wasted, we had to pay out of pocket.
Right.
Yeah, that was my tax dollars. So why did you waste it?
They waste it.
You know, and they do it. You do it all the time. People are upset about it. And like I said, if you can't get your stuff together, we'll just wipe y'all out and we'll just get rid of the whole bunch. And we'll start over. We'll get rid of all these grant stuff. Because they're your $7 million for your school you want. I can show you how to do it. But they want to get $8 million in grants to spend 15. So it ain't free money. Outdoor heating. I'm done.
Thank you, Mr. Owens.
Any questions?
You're good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I know they ain't going to answer.
Mr. Mary Tickle.
Well, I know I'm kind of a day late, a day short, or a day late, a dollar short, that's what I say. I'm going to talk about the reassessment, which, you know, I didn't have an opportunity to talk to anyone about the reassessment and everything. And I own a piece of property out the road there, and it actually went up 123.04%. The assessment on it was like $9,000 or something like that. I forget what it was. The year 2024. It's an old house. It's a half acre of land, no water on it, no septic system on it. The roof's falling in on it. The house, it's not livable. There's no electricity in the house. There's but one electric socket in the whole dang house. And they assessed my property at $42,000. Now, where they could come up with $42,000 worth for that piece of property, I don't know. They sure as heck didn't look at it or didn't think about what it was worth. And, but that's all I got to say.
Thanks. Next will be Mr. Phil Buckley.
Sorry to make y'all move. Hey, good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing well. You guys want to sit through a bit more than I need you. Glad to stand in front of you and give you some good news and this great crowd here that sometimes don't get to hear all the good news that the school system's doing. So Ms. Radford couldn't be with you tonight, so I thought I'd stand here and just give you some good things to hear. Of course, this past weekend, you know, we had 58 seniors that graduated from Blaine County High School, and we celebrate them. Of those 58, 15 of those students received an associate's degree from Whitfield Community College, which I think we should celebrate. That's a wonderful thing. I know we talk about, and I know Mr. Owens talks about wanting a new school and so forth, but I think we have to do really well with the money that we have. And at the moment, it would be nice to have a new school. It really would be, and I think it's going to be necessary in the future. And that's another discussion I want to have with you here in my allotted time. But our school system is really doing great things through the STEM program, our athletic program. Our students are achieving academically with the SciTech Academy as well, our virtual academy, virtual students. People don't know, and I want to encourage these folks that are here tonight. I know that these times stir up emotion within us, but this is something for us to do all the time, is to be a part of our local government and to come in here and speak and let our voices be heard. And also at the school board as well, we want to see you, not just whenever you're mad. But with that, I was wanting to come before the board tonight. And we've got a couple pressing matters and some dialogue that I think needs to happen. And I know we typically had some meetings 2-on-2 to discuss facility needs, but I was wondering if you all would possibly look at having a full board work session so that we could discuss a few things in an open environment and discuss pathways, things that you see as roadblocks, things that we're seeing that come down the line going forward. I know that we work through our wonderful administrators, Ms. Burton and Ms. Radford, but I think sometimes things get lost in communication, and we need to break down the walls of communication to understand one another and work closer. Many counties have, the school board and the board of supervisors have joint meetings regularly to discuss budget topics, discuss facility needs, discuss academics, and how can we be better partners together. So tonight, I just want to put that forward to you, and let's get our calendars in line so that, if we can meet together, we'd love just to talk, and let's talk about the future of our students. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Matthew. Next, we have Ms. Dreamer Hatchett.
Good evening, Board, and thank you. The camera doesn't show, we have over 40 people here, which is great. And I just want to thank you, whether you're upset about something or something positive. Thank you for showing up, because this is how things need to work. We're a community, we're one big county, and whether you like your neighbor or not, sorry, we're all family. So, I just wanted to say something, and I've been very quiet. I am not what people may look at as a perfect person. Nobody was perfect except for Jesus. I'm not mad as I look. I am very well educated. I do a lot of studying. I do a lot of digging. And something has really stood out. I have my MBA in economic development and marketing. I've studied this county through all 3 of my degrees to get there. I have looked at numbers. I have looked at statistics. I have looked at the history. What's happening is really unnecessary. I just want to give you 2 locations that stand out as an increase when we're looking at The desired increase from 0.32 cents on 100, increasing to 0.42 cents on 100. The library, and Ms. Burton used to be the director of the library, who's now assumed as county administrator. Since 2021 to 2026 in the FYI budgets, and this comes from the county's website itself, has increased $79,481. Whereas approximately, I believe it was 3 years ago, Mrs. Burton took over as county administrator, and I don't know where the extra funds went that was pertaining to her salary to where it is now, okay? Looking at the Indian Village, and we've all known that it's been in the red for years. You know, I don't know how many of you have been to the Indian Village. Now, just out of curiosity, how many of y'all have actually been to the Indian Village? That's less than half. You can't see this from the camera. It's less than half of the people here. I have been there. I've been with my children there. On a personal level, I've never been there on myself. The Indian Village in 2023 had an FYI budget of $149,334. To date, for calendar year 25-26, it has increased to $296,688. That is an increase of $147,354. I think the county owes us an explanation. How is that increase on something that remains in the red, how is it conducive to the residents of the county? And that's just two of the things that I have looked up and I brought forth. There's a bunch of stuff.
I'm sure there is.
I don't mind digging. And it does make, my time is just about up. I just want to say, is my husband does work for the county. It should not, and it better not have anything dealing with him working here. I'm here for the county. Thank you.
Before we move into public hearing regarding the tax levy, is there anybody else that wishes to sign up to speak regarding the tax levy? We want to make sure that we get everybody. Sir? I'm going to add Mr. Haynes to the end of the tax levy. We'll let our guests exit. If anybody wants to spread out, we've got a now fully open seat back there. Before we get started, just so everybody's got the same information, your current 2026 tax rate is 60 cents on the dollar. That's currently what you've been paying. You've been paying that tax rate since 2013, 60 cents on the dollar. It is being proposed that the tax rate drop to 0.42 cents. That is a 30-cent decrease in your tax rate. Now, does that mean some of your taxes are going to go up? Yes, because the assessments were high. So let's talk about, for a minute, what happened since our last real estate assessment. Your last real estate assessment was in 2019. So from 2019 until 2026, a lot has happened. COVID happened, material shortage happened, housing prices spiked and went up. So when the assessments came this time, they were high, but mine was high too. So what the board has done, yes, the break even, for us not to have any additional funding coming in, would be 0.32 cents. Take into account the cost of inflation over the last 10 years has been, and Mr. Shepherd's correct me if I'm wrong, about 35%. 35% is the cost of inflation over 10 years, which Bland County residents haven't paid in the form of taxes. We have assumed those increases that have come. We're at a place now where we are facing some revenue that may or may not happen in the future. We are seeing marked changes in the cost of health insurance, the cost of building supplies, the cost of running and operating a county. We think about fire departments, and you think about rescue squads, and you think about sheriff's offices. Those things cost money to run. So yes, your current tax rate is 60 cents on the dollar. The proposed tax rate is a drop of about 30% to 42 cents on the dollar. I just want to make sure everybody's got the same information as we're going forward. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but the assessments are way high.
Yes, sir, they are.
So it's my understanding.
We're ready to turn to speak in a minute.
Yeah, I'm just making sure everybody's got the same,
Well,
I'm making
I
sure
don't
everybody's got
think
the
you're
same
correct.
information. So, yes, the tax assessments were high. They were high because a lot happened between 2019 and 2026. The trend is that moving forward, you're not going to see that kind of a jump that you have seen in the future. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew what the current tax rate was. Your current tax rate is 60 cents. The proposed tax rate is 42 cents. That is a 30% decrease.
That's not what you published.
Okay, let's open up the public hearing on the tax levy now. Misty Barnett. Melissa Barnett. I'm sorry. Come on up to the campus.
It would be easier.
No, we have to record you up here. I'm sorry.
Big as I am.
We'll make it for you.
My name is Melissa Burnett. I have property here in Blaine County. I pay the taxes on 2 different pieces of property. Now, I understand the increase in taxes. That's not the problem, but it's the amount that is bothering me. I have 3.5 acres. They want it to increase to 25%. My brother's 17 acres, they want it to increase to 44.5%. That's going to bring my taxes up to $2,000. I'm a disabled veteran. I don't have that kind of money to pay you. I need to know exactly why these numbers are so high. I know we need taxes. I don't have a problem with taxes. I have a problem with astronomical amounts of taxes.
You said your taxes went up 25%?
Yep, I pay all the tax, every bill that you send me.
If your taxes went up 25 cents and we dropped the levy 30%, your taxes will decrease.
Well, on the paperwork that you sent me, it says my value percent change from 2024 is 25%. On the 17 acres, it tells me that my tax increase is 44.8%. And I am on a limited income and I have to pay these taxes. And it's hard when you're disabled vet to pay this kind of money.
Thank you. Okay, next will be Ron Stefanoff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I got some information that conflicts with our county administrator here. It's my understanding that the 60 cents per hundred is now equal to the 32 cents per hundred because you had an increased valuation on everyone's land. So you had to reduce the tax rate in order to come into the same as we were before. So the 32 cents a hundred is now the same as it used to be on the 60 cents. So I read on the county's Facebook site that you all had a 6%, that all your costs were going up about 6%. Well, if you do that times the 32, that adds about 2 cents to the tax rate. So that would make it 34 cents. On that. So to give a little bit of an illustration on it, if you had a $500 tax bill at 32 cents, at 34 cents, it'd add $31. And if you had that 42 cents, it'd be $656. Okay, if you had a $1,000 tax bill at the 32 cents, it'd be $1,062 at the 34, and it'd be $1,312 at the 42 cents. Okay? So, with that said, what you'll would think would be the effect on the delinquent tax rate. Okay? In the last 10 tax cycles, the largest budget increase was $430,000. The average budget increase over the last 10 years has been $117,000. Based on the 42 cents tax rate, that would be an increase of $1,887,000. So I just don't understand. How did you all arrive at the 42 cents? And you have, the other thing you have is you have an outstanding delinquent taxes on 2425 of $754,000, which is 12.5% of the ratio of delinquent taxes to the tax levy. My gosh, what are we going to think that is if you raise it to 42? The delinquent tax rate thus far for 2425 is $305,000. And I know Mr. Kidd's been working on that to reduce that. And over the past couple of years has collected actually greater than 100% of the tax levy due to that. So he's been doing a good job. However, I think the board should consult with their attorney, Mr. Castle, on what options are available to be more assertive and to collect more of this money. I mean, that's a lot of money. So,
thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board.
Thank you. Next we have Ms. Carol Hall.
Thank you. I am so short breath because like I told Steve, I'm just getting over COVID, but if I'm not talking loud enough, let me know because I can get loud. Even if I'm short breath, okay? I have several concerns. I don't know if I'll give you answers, but I have several concerns. Number one, the fiscal year budget that we're in right now, which is going to end June 30th. Do you anticipate a surplus at the end of this fiscal year budget, or do you think you're going to be operating in the red? Second of all, I used to work for the county many years, okay? The surplus left over from each fiscal year budget went into a fund. You didn't spend it. There's many years of surplus money sitting there. Does anybody know how much that is? What you plan for that amount of money? Okay? Going from the current 32 cents on the levy to 42, I understand was going to bring in about $1 million. Within the current budget and the one, compare this one versus the one July 1 that you're looking to adopt, is about $1 million some difference. If you can operate one budget on this amount of money, why do you need almost $1 million more? Is there a big project or several big projects in this new year budget that you're asking taxpayers to fund this project and we don't even know what it is? I can't even find the budget online. So there's questions that never gets answered. I've been to several meetings lately. It's my fault. Questions haven't been answered. But when I worked for the county, you know how they got answers? FOIA request. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carroll. I will tell you on the reserve money, sometimes we have left over. We do try to pay on the backside of the debt we have. The county has debt for sewers, waters, and different things, courthouses. And we do try to pay on the backside of the debt. So that's what we do sometimes with the reserve. We always try to every year. Okay, next, Cherry Shepherd.
I know you all want to do what's best for the citizens of Bland County, and I know you have tough decisions to make. My goal is try and provide some input, maybe clarify some things, and so you can make the best possible decisions. Blaine County has a lot to be proud of. The last 3 years, the county has operated with a surplus. Debt is down, reserves are up, funding has grown. Contributions from the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Bristol has been bringing in almost $1 million a year to the county, and that will continue. In addition, funding for the schools, the biggest element of the budget, has dropped to about 23% of the county budget. It used to be around 31% of the county budget. So less money from the county's taxes are being used for the schools, and the schools should be complimented on that. They've done a lot of work to bring in outside money. But we got a lot of challenges in front of us. The population of Blaine County has dropped 8.5% in the last 10 years to 6,244. A little bit of positive thing in 2025, it did increase by 27 people, which is at least we're turning the corner there. As everybody knows, inflation's high, impacting the county negatively, and this will not stop. The reassessment resulted in almost a 90% increase in real property values. This is both a positive and a negative. We can be proud that our property is viewed at a higher rate. However, in many cases, this higher rate increases the burden on many of the citizens, especially the elderly. This increase was not evenly spread. Houses increased at a much higher rate than land. In accordance with Virginia law, the tax rate must be adjusted taking into account the new assessed value. This would place the tax rate at 32 cents per $100 of assessed value. Since houses increased at a higher rate, virtually all homeowners in the county would see a tax increase. The current proposal is to increase the tax rate to 42 cents. This amounts to a 31% increase from the 32-cent rate. The proposed rate would generate almost $1.8 million for Blaine County annually. Blaine County has roughly 2,376 households. So on the average, each household would need to contribute $750 annually. This is in addition to the increase resulting from the homeowner increase. So homeowners would see a larger amount. So what does an additional $1.8 million annually do for Blaine County? There are several options. The worst option is that it gets absorbed into the normal operations with no incremental improvement for the county. Another option is that it is utilized to specific measurable projects. Keep in mind that $1.8 million is the annual payment on a $25 million loan, 30-year loan at 6%. So it is a major amount. You could borrow $25 million and make the payment with the increase that's being proposed. The correct answer, if the county has a project in mind that it needs the money for, we need to know about the project, we need to agree on the project, and then agree on how we do the funding.
Thank you, Mr. I will thank Mr. Shepherd too for serving on our school board for 6 years. He was a variable member of it, so I thank you for that. Also, Ms. Shepherd, you talked about the population. 6 years ago, they took the prison farm out of the Blaine County population. That's why we fell 625 people. The prison was in the population. That's why Blaine County's population has failed in the last few years.
That's not the only reason.
Okay. Jennifer Harvey.
Everything I wanted to say has been covered, but I do want to say that there needs to be more transparency, and you need to take in consideration that the rural people are not being treated the same as the people who live in town and have additional services that we do not have.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, next one I'm having a hard time reading. Bobby or Billy?
Bobby Collins?
Yeah, that's you. What's your name?
Bobby Collins.
Bobby Collins. Okay, my glasses.
That's all right.
Knowledge-story glasses, sometimes they get crooked.
Well, most of the questions I had was answered. The thing I do see from these questions and answers is the fact you increased my tax levy, or what the property value, 213% before you impose the levy. Pretty smart. So I would suggest each one of you understand that your complaints fall on deaf ears. Yeah. Let's get a petition right to Congress.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
And the same companies don't get their counties.
Phil Butler?
sorry, I'm getting on the second one tonight. Good news is one meeting you get to speak 3 times. Really quick this evening, I want to piggyback on Mr. Shepherd's 8 years of service. Thank you, sir. His wonderful service side of him. Really quick this evening, I wanted to speak about the tax increase and decrease through the levy measure. In the high school government class, they quickly told us basically the government taxes based off of the need of services. And once again, going back to what is somewhat already previously being said, is you pay for what you want through those taxes. But also, we as local government officials have to manage our expenses, right? We have to keep things in line. Ms. Burton's already alluded to certain things that we're not in control of, such as health insurance, building costs, even operational costs in order to stay relevant with today's workforce even. But I will say that we have to apply a fair burden across the landscape of all real estate. We want to make sure that everybody has reached out to the Commissioner of Revenue to file their appeal and waiting for the Board of Equalization to meet, which if you've not done that, you need to say something. But things that we need in our county, obviously we've talked about a school facility until the cows come home, and that's going to be needed very shortly, and we can't wait 10 years from now to have those discussions. We need to start now and doing something other, readying a site, getting ready to go in that direction. We're hoping that our school population stays at least steady. The future looks undetermined, and partly because of housing, that we don't have enough housing in the county. I know that there's rumors swirling around about a housing project. What is it? But I'll tell you this, from the school board side of it, we have multiple people that work for us as employees that want to move here. They live outside of the counties. And they have children that they would like to live here. There's nowhere for them to buy currently. There's nowhere for them to rent. So I share with you that those things are important. Other things that we need are places to spend our money locally, to eat, places to shop, things to produce a product that our children can go to work at, and that way that they don't have to move away. I think it's important, like it's already been said, about transparency and us working together, and I hope that kind of relays the same comment that I shared earlier, that we need a greater transparency. Let's talk about what's important for us as a community. What do we really need? I know there's many things, but like I said, the transparency of it all, there's much. But like I said, those are my comments. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Bill Eisenhower.
I want to thank you for listening to my speech tonight. I want to start off by saying I am Bill Eisenhower. I live on Little Creek Highway. I've lived there for 13 years, not a long time like many of you. I'm retired, and my biggest, I don't know where my biggest complaint is on this tax levy. I understand about the tax rate going up, going down relative to where it was. But the tax assessment, I think somehow the county has to take responsibility for who decides what that assessment, how it's done, and who does it, because I think that these people from Roanoke, Bristol, etc., are way out of touch with rural Western Virginia prices. My taxes for my house went up 2 3/4 times. That's a factor of 2 3/4. That's almost 3 times what it was before.
My land only went up a factor of 1.3, about 1.25. That's pretty acceptable. At the rate of 0.6, like it was, I'm looking at almost 3 times the tax that I paid last year. At 0.32, I'm paying 22% more than I paid last time. At 0.42, I'm looking at 60% more for my house taxes. When I, as a retired person, look at my Social Security COLA, I see 2.8%. U.S. inflation was projected this year at 4.5. U.S. wages are projected to be approximately 3% higher for people, most people. The U.S. stock market is projected to go up about 15%. The stock market is the only thing that is even close to keeping up to this type of increase. I think it's unfair, and I think there are provisions in Virginia Code 558.1-3321 that suggests that it shouldn't go up any more than 1% unless the county can tell us why specifically.
Okay, Robert Hayes again.
All right, good evening to y'all again, and again, I appreciate everybody that came out and spoke their piece. I'll get to the second half of mine. Like I did say, that it would be a great idea if they took their property taxes, paid it, put it into a fund, divided it out evenly. Or you can take their yearly budget, 45%. My property tax comes about 2%. Well, my property taxes are going to be charged to me. Take 2% of the 45 million, 46 million in the budget. Y'all should be feeling the pain just as much as these people. Problem is if we feel the pain, our property is taken away. And again, it's a shame because the enforcer that would collect if you don't pay and take your property from you isn't even here to face it. All these people have come out, they've spoken. The decision and the rate has already been made. Before it was made, there was still people coming out and speaking on it. Those voices weren't heard. And like they said, it comes on deaf ears. Well, again, we do vote you in a position. Well, if no one runs against you, you win it by default. The power lies in y'all. You want to show the voices were heard? Some of the recommendations I put, I think would be a fair adjustment to the people here. But is it going to be done? If it's not done, sure, you can go wait on your vote. But the problem is the way our Constitution was run. And taxation without representation. We, the people, have the power according to the Constitution. If they won't do what you want, you take the power back, sign a piece of paper, bring it forth, and impeach them until your voices are heard. The people have the power. This is not the power. The Constitution, the United States, what our forefathers, our military in the past and everything, all the taxes that are coming down from the state. Your property doesn't just increase, they tax on your home, the insurance on it, everything else is increasing. Your voices ain't heard, take the power back. That's the problem. We're not doing it. If the people don't have the power no more, the people above us, they have the power and they hold it over you. It needs to be stood on in the county level, the state level, and the government level. The people have the power. And if they don't like it, take your power back, remove them from office, and put someone in that will do everything you ask of them. Problem is, all these lives, all these blood has been shed. I've been overseas, I've seen it. in person, our forefathers, and everybody else. Government no longer listens to you. People have lost the power. We've lost our Constitution. We're fighting for it. We're fighting for the power, and it's here. It's here at home because we allowed the federal government to take it away. We've allowed all this stuff to happen on the state level, and now it's here.
Thank you, Ms. Hayes. A couple things I'd like to mention. It's not only Blaine County, but the reassessments have went tremendously up this year. I was in Giles County, and I got my tax ticket from Giles County last week, and their taxes went up 57%. And they're not no drop bill levies that much as we have.
That doesn't make it right.
I know it does not.
Look what Giles County has to offer their citizens compared to what Blaine County has to offer.
My taxes are going up just like your guys. I own about 400 acres of land. My taxes are going up just like yours. My assessments went up 130% on my house.
It's also the same company that did it though.
We're going to talk about it more. We're doing the best we can. A lot of people talk about the high salaries around here. Most of the people who get elected, the state reimburses us for all their salaries. We have no control over them. The state tells us. The state has so many mandates anymore.
What if we cut your salary in half? How would you like that?
It ain't that much. It wouldn't be much cut.
Because, let me tell you something,
That's okay.
Randy.
Hey,
I'm going to say it anyway.
You want to get up for public comment? Come on up, miss.
I will.
Okay, come on up. You have 3 minutes. I know.
There is widows around here, men and women, that has only one income. You raise him, how we gonna pay? Then that little guy's gonna take our land. Our mom and dad has worked for her all their life. And you think it's fair? It's not fair, Randy. I'm telling you now. What would your mom and dad think of the thing that you've done?
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Okay, I guess I'm going to close public comment now, and
You've got one more public hearing on the secondary 6-year plan from VDOT.
okay, we have a public hearing on the 6-year plan for VDOT. Anybody? We have one person here.
Mr. Chairman, you need to vote to close the current public hearing.
This will be available online. If you're on Facebook, it's available online to watch again. It will also be on YouTube.
Any more discussion? If not, all in favor of closing the public hearing on the tax levy? Say aye. Aye. Now we're going to open the public hearing on the 6-year plan for VDOT.
I would like to make one comment. We've been here all night talking about money, money, money. I think it would be real nice if the county invested in a microphone so we could hear what's going on back there. You sit behind that podium and you sit down and you sit back like this. We can't even see it or know what's being said. We didn't know one thing about the first beginning part of this hearing. You read off all kinds of stuff with amounts of money. Nobody heard a word.
I tried to be loud.
That doesn't matter. You need a microphone.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
all right, we'll have a public hearing on the...
Don't want anybody to hear it.
6-year plan for VDOT. We have one speaker for a 6-year plan of VDOT. That would be Ms. Phil Butler.
Sorry, y'all get used to me after a while. Really quick, I wanted to share a little bit of feedback for these guys. We were fortunate enough this past year, I guess it was on the previous plan, to have the road paved in front of our house. And we really appreciate that. It looked really great until the first snow came and scraped half the lines off the road. But one of the things, I walk that road just about every day. And one thing, I tried pulling up this 6-year plan, by the way, and you know it's really inaccessible. Unless it's posted somewhere on the county website that it's hidden. I don't know. But anyways, I'm for sure there's some roads to be repaved. And my concern tonight is the quality of the work, make sure there's consistent asphalt over the complete surface, and I know that's somebody's job somewhere, but making sure we're getting a good product for the money that's being shelled out. It's a lot of money. Y'all know how much it is in order to pave a mile of road top? Does anybody know?
If it's gravel, it costs $25,000 according to the budget.
So it's a lot of money.
I mean,
I think Ms. Burton just said $1 million a mile. And so with that, I think the quality, we need to make sure that whoever wins that contract, I know it's under state bid, but also I want to challenge you all not to pave a road and then 6 months later determine, oh, we need to go through and replace all the culverts on that road right after that, like happened down Wilderness Road several years ago. So a little bit of forethought is really helpful. I know there's some bridge replacement work, so that's my feedback tonight. I hope you'll take it for what it is, but make sure the quality, make sure we're thinking through how this stuff is scheduled so that it benefits us as people that have to drive these roads. Thanks.
Okay, I need a motion to close the public hearing now on the 601. I have a motion. I have a second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, Ms. Burke, are they going to give a presentation or we don't do anything else?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you go ahead, sure.
Just give us a reference.
Right, so, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I'm sorry.
Good evening.
Oh, yeah, good. So I'm James Schwartz with VDOT, and do you have your handouts in front of you? All right, so just to kind of talk about, or just to follow up from our last meeting, to try to explain the plan a little bit better. So if you look at that top column, that's kind of how the plan sits right now. So you have the Trails End project, the first one there, and it will be fully funded if you go all the way over to FY30. So it'll be fully funded in fiscal year 30, which is should be July of 2029. And then there was the other section of Trails End, and it says Trails End number 2. And I think my understanding is the board has proposed to maybe move that project to Skydust. So if you look at that, I've kind of struck through that column and went down to the second column to where it says proposed plan for FY32. If you'll look at that, that will be, the Trails End project will be there. Again, it will be funded in FY30. And then if you add 1 mile, so we can do 1 mile of Skydusky. If we add that, it would be fully funded in FY32, which is July of 2031. That will take all the funds that are available on the 6-year plan at this time. And then that last column would be to finish out, so that would leave 1.5 miles of Skydusky to finish. And so that could be added next year or at a later date, but there's no current funding available at this time. So I will say this year, and if trends continue on, I mean, you can look at that FY31 in that Skydusky column. The last several years, the county has received around $69,611. That increased this year to $145,407. So fingers crossed that trend continues on and that'll help us be able to knock out a few more.
So Trails End will be finished, it'll be funded in 29 or 30, and then Skydusky will be 32. That makes it 6 years.
That one section, so it'll be 1 mile section of Skydusky, yes.
So I want the bridge side and work down that way.
Yes. And the bridge work, so I was bringing it up and I think I passed that along. I think so it's proposed to be completed, I think August 5th.
The bridge on Skydusky?
Yes. Okay. However, of course, weather will dictate some of that, but hopefully August is the completion date as natural.
Do you think there'll be an increase in funding for roads next few years? Used to be about 10 years ago, we used to get about $200,000, and then it went down to about 40-some-thousand. Now it's building back up.
Right. I would love to be able to say there's going to be an increase because we need it.
Yes.
I can't tell you what the projections are.
Okay. Anybody else have any more questions?
We have noticed you started mowing secondary roads.
Have we started mowing secondaries?
You have. Thank you.
Yes. A few.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Anybody else have any more questions? No, thank you. Oh, we have a question back here.
On Skydusky, and I see some other people here on Skydusky. So obviously something has changed in the specifications. We have hauled in, or you all have, or you're a VDOT person, what I am terming crusher mud. We have put load after load after load. And in my early career, I was in the truck and excavate, and I spread a lot of stuff. But we have put enough, what I'm saying, crusher mud. We could have laid down 57 or 357s, and it would have stayed. As soon as Doug and Sandy, we have some other people here, can attest to the fact that as soon as we have a hard rain, it looks like you took basically cinder stone and sprinkled out in the road. Such a waste. Obviously, that standard, because I invite you down there next time they're spreading, it is pathetic. If we can just get some temporarily, get Skydusky that's unpaved, spread with a good coat of 57s, like it should be. I used to engage them at 4 inches. We'd be well served, and not just repeatedly haul it in and have a dust bowl on top of that. But that's all I've got to say.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Burton, now we're going to close we need to close the public hearing for the VDOT secondary plan. Need a motion? So moved. Right, have a second. Second. Have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. All in favor say aye. Aye. All voted likewise. The ayes have it. Now, County Administrating Board.
Mr. Chairman, if it's okay with you, I will speak from here so that you all can see me, and I believe Ms. Miller has said that the microphone picks me up, so is that all right with you all?
That's good.
Excellent. Okay, board members, we have a couple of things for your consideration this evening. We'll move directly into item number 7, which is going to be action on what you've just heard in the way of the secondary 6-year plan. You have 2 resolutions to adopt this evening. One is to adopt the resolution for the overall secondary 6-year plan, which runs from 2027 to 2032. And the second is to adopt a resolution adding Skydusky Road Phase 1 to the 6-year plan. So these are 2 separate motions that we need.
And I need a motion to adopt the VDOT secondary 6-year plan. Have a motion. So moved. Have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All right, now we need a motion to adopt the resolution adding Skydusky Road to the secondary 6-year plan. I have a motion. I have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Okay, Ms. Burke.
Thank you, board members. We'll move on to item number 8. Request the board to approve the FY27 local improvement funding plan. These are for the Bristol Regional Transportation District, otherwise known as casino funds. We're dictated by state mandates as where these funds can be used. In the past, we have allocated 40% to education, 60% goes to public safety. We have to do this every year, so this will be the FY27 commitment of funds.
Public safety being the sheriff department and rescue squad, right?
Yeah, and fire department.
And fire departments. Okay. I need a motion to approve the FY27 local improvement fund plan for the county of Bland. Have a motion? So moved. I have a motion. Do I have a second? I'll second. I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, Ms. Cross. Yes. Ms. Costello.
Yes.
Mr. Kelly. Ms. Kelly.
Yes.
And myself, yes. Motion passes.
Thank you, board members. Item number 9 is request the board to approve the audit engagement letter from Robinson Farmer Cox. This is a very normal procedure that we go through every year. We have an engagement with the auditor, and they'll begin their work in the coming weeks.
Okay, I need a motion to approve the engagement letter for Robinson Farmer Cox Association, the auditor. Have a motion.
So moved.
And I have a second. Have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed likewise. The ayes have it.
Thank you, board members. Item number 10 is we're looking for an appointment of Miss Samantha Crockett to the Bland County CPMT. That's the Child Policy and Management Team. This is the appointment that comes from Mount Rogers Community Service Board. This is who they have requested to appoint. So this is going to be replacing Miss Jessica Hutchins and appointing Samantha Crockett with Miss Rebecca Martell as the alternate.
Do I have a motion to appoint Miss Samantha Crockett to serve as the Child Policy and Management Team with Rebecca Martell as alternate? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Likewise, one of those. Ayes have it.
Thank you, board members. Item number 12 is the addition of a 911 address. This is for a private drive. You've got a memo here in your packet regarding that from Miss Jenna Dunn. This road leads to West Bluegrass Trail on private property. The recommendation that has been given to us, it's a motion to approve the naming of a private driveway leading to West Bluegrass Trail as Puja Drive.
Okay, do we have a motion to change the name on this private drive?
You're not changing, you're adding.
Adding the name on this private drive. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. And anybody who has a private drive can kind of name the road what they want to, I guess. So, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed likewise. The ayes have it.
Thank you, board members. We'll move now to item number 12. We're looking for the adoption of a resolution. This is going to be a support agreement with the Service Authority for the Bland Sewer Collection Improvement. This is a revamp of sewer collection in Bland County. Every so often these things have to be improved upon. So we're working with Rural Development and the Department of Environmental Quality to update those. And you've got some information there from Mr. Ratliff regarding that project.
Okay, I need a motion to adopt the resolution to support the agreement with the Service Authority for the planned wastewater project. I have a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion. I have a second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed likewise. The ayes have it.
Thank you, board members. Item number 13 is request the board to approve or deny a 12-month request, a conditional use permit request for Mr. Murad. If you have questions regarding that, Mr. Cagle's here and he can answer those questions for you. This is on his, which property is this? On Walker Street.
The White Walls project, where they ran so many bridges under construction yet have changed to work on. Okay, do I need a motion to give a 12-month extension to Mr. Murad on the Rock Wall project.
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed likewise. The ayes have it.
Thank you, board members. And lastly, it's the added item to your agenda. Item number 14 is request the board to adopt a resolution ending the burn ban effective right now.
We have been blessed with rain.
We have been.
We've had 3 inches of rain the last 3 or 4 days. The good Lord is good. Okay, I need a motion to request the board to adopt the ending of the burn ban. I have a motion.
So moved.
I have a motion. I have a second.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor of adopt the resolution ending the burn ban, say aye. Aye. All anybody opposed, say aye. Motion passes.
Thank you, board members. Just briefly for me, an update. The public, as well as going out in a press release this evening, will be an advertisement for the Board of Equalization. They're going to meet in June, July, August, and September. And there'll be resources there for you to reach out to the Commissioner of the Revenue to schedule those dates. So be looking for that. That's coming.
When can they start scheduling the dates for it? Yes.
Well, the dates are set.
But they just, as soon as she releases,
We're going to release that this evening.
Then I can go ahead and start taking appointments.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll take a point.
Yeah.
We had a great Memorial Day service Monday at the Veterans Park. Thank you all for doing that. I wish more people would come out and see it. It's really a sight to see, even though it was wet. I appreciated that. Thank you so much. Fiber to the Home project continues. Homes being lit up with fiber every day. Some homes are taking a little bit longer to reach. I think mine will probably be last, but that's okay. We are, like you said, thankful for the rain, thankful to our emergency services crews who've been out and about. They've had an inordinate amount of calls. Sheriff's Office, Fire and Rescue have had quite a few calls in the last little bit, and we appreciate how they take care of our community. That's all I have for you, unless you have questions for me.
Any questions, Ms. Burke?
And I'll be happy to answer any questions from anybody in the audience this evening once the meeting is adjourned.
Well, we're going to recess. We're going to recess to June 5th. Okay, now it's supervisor time. Ms. Costello, you have anything you want to say?
I'd just like to thank everybody for your attendance and part of the election governance process.
Mr. Gross.
Yeah, just thank everyone for coming.
Mr. Kelly.
Same thing. Thank everybody for being here.
I just want to thank everybody for being orderly. Sometimes it's hard for a big bunch like this not to be orderly. You guys are real respectful and we very appreciate it. Thank you so much. And that's it. We tried. We're in recess. June the 5th.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock here.
If anyone has anything they'd like to say, I'll be glad to put it online for them. Want to say anything? I'll be glad to put it online for you.
I'll say one thing.
Yes, sir.
Why is it that we have a person that makes $76,000 or something to that effect as a tourist? Director of Tourism? We don't have any tourism in this county.
Thank you. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to add?
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming.
How you doing?
Would you anybody like to add anything?
See y'all. I don't think it's some microphones in there.
I paid for mine, the county can't afford it, I guess.
We got money for everything else. We ain't got money for a microphone.
So we're live. Is there anything you'd like to say to the community, county? I'm live right now. Would you like to say anything to the county? Go ahead.
I better keep my mouth shut.
$1,000.
Thank you all. Thank you.
The federal.
I think my voice went off there, but no, I mean...
That's the problem.
I ain't got jump kids.
It's still live if anybody'd like to add anything.
I tried to explain it. I'll be honest with you.
You're supposed to be under the fire. I'm
If
right.
anybody would like to add anything, it's still live.
I see it.
And that will conclude today's session. Thank you all. Great. Stand up. Stand up. Say what needs to be said. Say what you want to. This is our tax money, guys. Thank you. Bye.